So I wanted to take a break from doing like AA stuff, and then do a video about just raw spirituality and you know, uh, practical concept, and how to better help your friend or you know or yourself, you know. So this is going to be my video on the difference between judgment and conviction. I had a really good friend whenever I was a kid that that guided me through 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 Christ. At a time whenever nobody else in my life was really trying to bring me to God but him. And his name was Mr. Gerald. Um. Anyway, so he taught me that whenever I was young. I was like probably 15 or 16, and he taught me there's a difference between judgment and conviction. Judgment, there's only one type of righteous judgment, and that comes from God. Okay, judgment is not about deciding right and wrong. Judgment is about um, you know making a decision. Uh, it's an offense. It's like whenever you go to court and you've been convicted already, and then you get sentenced to do time, you know, as an outcome, as a consequence for your action. It comes from wisdom. It's not always about punishment. Sometimes it's about problem solving. Like how do you solve an addict, somebody struggling with addiction, for example. A lot of times they get sentenced by a wise judge will sentence them to drug court because the judge is like, well, we want to help them. We don't want to lock them away and throw away the key. We want to get them help. Let's send them to drug court. So they'll go to meetings and find AA and shit. Okay, so that's righteous judgment. But there's this wicked judgment that people cast on people that doesn't work. Like it comes from resentment, anger. It comes from, they see something wrong, that what they believe is wrong, and then they attack it and they do it in the wrong way. Conviction comes from, can only come from three ways. You either have a whole lot of people telling you that you're doing something wrong, and then you'll see it because a whole lot of people, like if 10, 20 people tell you you got a tail, you probably got a tail, you know. Or you convict yourself, right? So you're either convicted by a jury, or you sign the paperwork and say, yeah, I did it, or you can be convicted by God. That's it. That's the only three ways you can be convicted. Okay, the Holy Spirit can speak through a person and make you see something, and then you'll convict yourself. I'll give you an example. This is the best example I could give you because it was recent. Um, I went through a relapse. Okay, in April this year, and I spent a few months, fighting addiction again. So my boss saw this. I was working, and I showed up to work, and I went to work every day. That I had to go to work, whatever. And sometimes I was loaded. You know what I'm saying? But I did my work. So I mean, he didn't really, you know. But one time I go to work and I didn't even show up to clock in. I was showing up to go get some service from them because they serve people. Okay, I work in food service, and I wanted to go get a cup of ice. Okay, and I was wicked messed up, like bad, like people that were in recovery that have seen the freaking depths of how bad it could be. Turned to him and told him, like, I've never seen somebody that messed up. Right? Okay, so I'm outside. I'm freaking throwing up all over the place. I'm messed up. I'm scaring people. And I'm not trying to. I'm not showing up there like with the intentions to hurt anybody. I look bad and I sound bad and I'm out here sick and, whatever. So this person comes outside and she screams in my face, "Get the fuck, get the fuck, piece of shit, whatever." That was judgment. I responded to that with anger and rebuttal. I did not hear the message of like, "You're fucked up, you need to leave." All I heard was, "You're a bad person, I don't like you." And I'm like, well, I don't fucking understand that at all, because I don't think I'm a bad person. You haven't given me any reason to think that either. You just are fucking telling me this, and I don't have any respect for that, right? But my boss came outside. This is a man I have a lot of respect for, okay? And I have respect for anyone, but I have a lot of respect for this man. This is why. Because he didn't shout at me. He looked me in the eyes, okay? And I saw it in his face. Like, he wasn't angry with me, he was concerned for me. And he told me, he said, "I need you to leave because you don't look good right now. We can talk later, but you need to leave right now." That is conviction. Conviction is whenever you are being told the truth. And no matter if you saw it or not at first, you gonna hear it because it came from love, not from hate.